It'll be another crowd of over 38,000 here in Target Field. The middle game of 3 between the Twins and the Cleveland Indians. And our Lincoln Mercury key stat, the Twins are into a stretch of 3 weeks against American League Central opponents. It was a key to their winning the division last year, and so far in that regard, they're off to a pretty good start again this year. And welcome to Target Field. Dick Kramer along with Burt Blyleven. The Twins are off to a very good start. One of just 3 teams in the major leagues with 10 wins already this year. And a lot of intrigue around tonight's starting pitcher, Francisco Liriano. In spring training, some thought he might be the Twins' closer. The Twins hope he's going to be a very effective starter.
Well, one thing that Liriano made it perfectly clear in spring training, he wanted to start. Well, he has to prove that he can start. Well, his first start, okay, 6 innings, but his last start, that's the start that everybody's been talking about. Liriano, he has the arm strength. He has, if he can control that fastball, he's got an outstanding slider. But, you know what, he's got to go out there and do it. 8 strikeouts for Liriano in the 7 shutout innings against the Boston Red Sox. How did he do it, Dick?
Well, his pitching coach thinks they may have had a mental breakthrough.
Calmed himself down and tried to throw strike one. Instead of trying to be so fine with early in the count, he attacked the strike zone. And that's really the thing we've been talking to him for years is attack the strike zone, make him put it in play, and trust your stuff. And he did that, and hopefully he could back that up.
Yeah, he did it for years. Finally, it sunk in. He's a pitcher. Come on, it takes time.
Well, the Twins are expected to have the best lineup in the American League Central, and the anchor man in the middle of that lineup, Justin Moore, had a good night last night.
Well, it's good to see Justin starting to swing the bat. He has 10 RBIs on the year, and when this guy gets hot, he can carry a ball club. In yesterday's ball game, Justin with that big double right there, that scored the first run for the Twins, added another base hit right there. So it's good to see Justin getting hot because he's got Bauer in front of him, Cuddyer behind him. Oh, boy, those 3 can do some damage.
All right, we've talked about the pitching, we've talked about the hitting, and maybe the most superlative part of the Twins season so far has been their defense. The Twins defense very much at the very top of its game. Is brought to you by your local Northland Ford dealers. Visit your local Northland Ford dealer or go to northlandford.com. By Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. And by GMC. We are professional grade. Game
2 of the Cleveland Indians and the Minnesota Twins from Target Field coming your way in just a moment. I'm Robbie Smikowski, and I'm hanging out here in Target Plaza outside right field. We've got a lot of things to see out here at Target Plaza. Statues of famous Twins, topiaries that light up during the game, and the wind veil right here that covers the expanse of this parking lot B here right outside of Target Field. Now, this is one of the largest displays of public art in the state of Minnesota. Thousands of metallic pieces cover the entire wind veil here, and LED lights will pick up once nightfall descends upon Minneapolis. We'll keep our eyes on this as the night goes on. So if you've been here to Target Field and wondered, what the heck is that thing out in right field? It's a wind veil, and it's a beautiful work of art, one of many you could find here at Target Field. The fans are filing in. Everybody's having a good time. We got people creeping up behind me. They're ready for a little bit of baseball between the Twins and the Indians. And when we come back, Dick Bramer and Bert Blyleven have first pitch next on Fox Sports North.
You are not in Kansas anymore.
There goes. There's the first target.
You should see your faces.
Outstanding.
They've sent us a message that they can take whatever they want. But we will send them a message that this is our land.
You can explore a new world tomorrow as Avatar hits stores on DVD. The Twins have been enjoying their new world at Target Field. They'll go for their 5th series win to start the season tonight. It's game 2, and it is a cool night here at Target Field, but every crowd here has been over 38,000 paid, and we will have that again here tonight. The Menards batting order for the Cleveland Indians as Drupal Cabrera leading off. Grady Sizemore hitting second. Shin-Soo Choo held in check last night. Then Austin Kearns, Travis Hafner, Mark Grudzielanek, Johnny Peralta, Matt Laporta, and the former Twin Mike Redmond.
And that'll be Francisco Liriano on the mound for the Twins, making his third start of the year. He's coming off that impressive start that we talked about against the Boston Red Sox, where he beat the Red Sox 7 shutout innings. Twins won that game 8-0. Control of the fastball makes that slider even better, and the circle changeup that he will feature here tonight against the Cleveland Indians.
Northland Ford defense for the Twins, and of course it's been very good this year. Young, Span, and Cuddyer, the outfielders. Harris, Hardy, Hudson, and Morneau, the infielders. And Joe Mauer back behind the plate. The word on Nick Punto, he still feels the groin pull a little bit. They're going to try to keep him out of action tonight and tomorrow, and hope that he'll be ready to go Friday night in Kansas City. Punto hoping to stay off the disabled list, but a lot of that will depend on what happens here in the next 24 hours. First pitch to Cabrera. Bounded foul with 1 strike.
And a good start right there by Liriano. In that Boston game, he faced 27 batters. He was able to get strike 1 on 18 of the 27. A key for Liriano, that coming from pitching coach Rick Anderson.
1-1. And what the Twins saw last night from the Indians, and it may bear out to be true again tonight, maybe not. Very aggressive early in the count, trying to put the ball in play early in the count last night against Kevin Slowik.
I think, Dick, because of the reputation the Twin starters have. They want to get strike 1. They have excellent control. Liriano proved that in his last start, and you can see Cabrera jumped on that first pitch, and we'll watch that throughout the ballgame.
You know, one thing that I thought of in watching his start against the Red Sox, and tell me if it bears out, because the Red Sox are known as a patient team, but they were swinging early in the count. Maybe there's that much sharpness to his slider. Hitters simply don't want to be where Cabrera is right now with 2 strikes.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Let's see if he throws that slider, and there it is for strike 3. Yeah, when you're facing a guy like a Nolan Ryan, for example, and if he's got that curveball working, you're going to sit on that fastball. You're going to try to hit the fastball right from the get-go, because you don't want to get in that situation where he's going to throw his strikeout pitch, and that's the slider. And you can see that right there, the bottom almost dropping out of it, and Liriano picks up a strikeout.
We saw it years ago as a different pitch, but it was a viola in the changeup. Teams didn't want to get to 2 strikes with Frank because they knew they couldn't hit the changeup even if they knew it was coming.
Good fastball inside right there to Grady Sizemore.
Sizemore off to a slow start. He will, as the weather does, heat up as the season wears along. Missing inside, 1-1. And a breaking pitch over for a call, strike 2.
Well, Liriano, 26 years old, from the Dominican Republic. This is his 6th season with the Twins. Of course, had the Tommy John surgery back in 2006.
2 strikeouts to start his night against the Indians.
8 strikeouts for Liriano in 7 shutout innings against the Boston Red Sox, and he kind of starts where he left off right there.
2 quick outs, and that'll bring up Shin-Soo Choo.
I think we thought in spring training, Dick, if Liriano could be sharp, and he really has been the first 2 starts. The first start, too many walks in that game against the Chicago White Sox. But last outing, I think, just shows that this guy could be the dark horse to this Minnesota Twin ball club if he stays healthy.
Swing and a miss, 1-1.
That's that circle changeup right there. I bet you that last start just built so much confidence for Liriano that he's going to take that into tonight's ball game. Do exactly what Joe Mauer wants, stay aggressive, and work both sides of the plate.
And as ineffective as Liriano was last year, it wasn't a physical issue at all. It was the lack of confidence.
It's just more, up in the head than sometimes in the shoulder or the elbow.
2-1 to Shin-Soo Choo, last week's American League Player of the Week, but the Twins cooled him off last night. He was 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. Bouncer left side, Harris can't get it, and it dribbles past Hardy into left field for a 2-out single.
Well, sometimes balls are just hit in a spot that nobody can catch. Harris playing off the line. He goes to his left. The ball just out of his reach. J.J. Hardy, even if he's able to stop this ball, not able to get Choo at first base. You can see him. He beat that ball into the ground, past Harris, and then past J.J. Hardy into left field. So the first hit of the ball game goes to the Indians.
And it'll bring up Austin Kearns, the cleanup hitter for Cleveland. Kearns in left field, and he on a check swing is behind in the count 0-1. Kearns trying to rebuild his major league career after a couple of hugely disappointing years with the Washington Nationals.
Yeah, 9th year at the major league level, only 29 years old in his first season with the Indians.
Lifted foul into the seats, 2 strikes. So now Kearns is up there with 2 strikes, and somewhere in the back or maybe even in the front of his mind thinking about Liriano's slider.
Well, you can look at it on tape as much as you want. It's not like facing it, and Kearns has never faced Francisco Liriano. See if Liriano goes right after him with that slider. Mauer throw over to first. It's always like watching the catcher where he moves, because a lot of times Joe Mauer, when he moves on the inner half of the plate, which would be to Kearns right here, look for that slider down and in. That's Liriano's strikeout pitch.
Got to keep an eye on Choo. 21 for 23 in stolen bases last year. Slider got him. So 3 strikeouts in the inning for Liriano, and a harmless 2-out single for Choo. We'll see if the Twins can give him some early run support. The Menard batting order has Denard Span leading things off. Orlando Hudson hitting second. Joe Mauer, Justin Morneau, followed by Michael Cuddyer. Got a good homestand. Jason Kubel, Delman Young, J.J. Hardy, and Brendan Harris.
Well, that lineup facing David Huff, making his 3rd start of the year.
And Span takes up and away, ball 1.
Well, the scouting report on David Huff, coming off a complete game, his first career complete game in his last start over the Texas Rangers. He was a 3-2 winner in that ball game. And a crafty lefty. Pretty good fastball in the low 90s, 91, 92 at times. 4 times he faced the Twins last year. He won 2 and lost 2. But it's his changeup that is an outstanding pitch for him.
2-1. Three and one. Span last night walked and scored in the first inning. Doubled the game before that in the first inning. Walked in the first inning in the series opener with Kansas City Friday. He's done a great job getting on base. And it seems like every time in the first inning, it's a full count.
And that's what Span wants to do. He wants that pitcher to throw 5 or 6 pitches. Again, show his teammates what Huff has.
And fouled away. Huff, the team leader in wins last year. He was the only Cleveland pitcher with 10 or more wins. He had 11.
Yeah, 11 and 8 last year in 23 starts. He started in AAA for the Cleveland Indians. Got called up in the middle of May.
All straight back.
Of course, they traded Cliff Lee away last year. Year before that, C.C. Sabathia.
I don't know that any team in the American League, at least, has run out more different left-handed pitchers over the years than the Cleveland Indians. And Span takes high, a leadoff walk again here in the first inning. Northland Ford defense for the Indians, and the defense, or lack of it, the difference in the game last night. Kern, Sizemore, and Chu in the outfield. Peralta, Cabrera with the costly error last night. Grudzielanek at second, Laporta at first, and Mike Redmond behind the plate. With Orlando Hudson ready to hit, and Tim Cheetah coming off the field going into the Twins dugout. And Steve Little making a phone call to somebody.
Well, Cheetah, the second base umpire, may be looking up here somewhere, maybe seeing something.
He doesn't like the tie I'm wearing.
Either who does? Nobody in this. Nobody here has really liked your tie.
Well, it's a nice baseball
yeah, but
tie.
We're not playing Chicago.
No, but the Chicago guy's got a sad look on his face. So that's kind of the mood in Chicago these days. Cubs are struggling. White Sox are struggling.
Baseball tie on, yes.
Well, I'll take the tie off just in the interest of getting this game moving along here.
Well, here comes the phone call. Jim, get that phone call back there, would you please?
I'm taking the tie off.
Take the tie off, Tim says.
Well, I just talked with Tim yesterday, and he didn't seem upset with me for any reason.
Well, a lot of times maybe an middle infielder may be noticing some lights maybe in the background here that may be affecting play.
Oh, Tim, the crew chief, so he's the boss, and we're understand now it had nothing to do with my tie, but something was scoreboard related. Well, here is Hudson with Span aboard and Mauer in the on-deck circle. Feels nice to have my tie off, though, I'll tell you that. And Hudson takes a strike on the inside corner. Hudson followed Span's leadoff single last night with a single, pushing Span to third base. And on the outside corner, 0-2. Not much of a chance for Span to steal here. A left-hander on the mound, and he is getting the ball to the plate pretty quickly with a slide step. Picks the leg up this time, and Hudson fouls it back. I was asking you, or making the statement about all the different left-handed starting pitchers. Just going back to Sabathia and Lee, Jeremy Sowers, Aaron Laffey, Huff here tonight. Ground ball headed up the middle, backhanded by the second baseman. Grudzielanek starts a double play, 2 down.
Well, Twins had hit in the 2 double plays in last night's ball game. Hudson hit it sharply, but right at Gruzelanek, who flips it over to Cabrera for the double play.
Some clarification as to what the little delay was. The velocity reading of the pitches was not being displayed in the top half of this inning, and therefore cannot be displayed in the bottom of the inning. I didn't know the umpires concerned themselves with such matters, but perhaps the Cleveland dugout noticed that and made note of it. So once we start afresh in the second inning, we'll have the velocity readings up there. 1-0 to Mauer, and now 2-0.
Well, 2 things they ought to eliminate anyway, in my opinion, is the speed pitch and also the pitch count.
See, the fans like to know that, though. The fans, you know, the game is determined. The flow of the game is determined by the pitch count.
And that's sad.
Well, now 3-0 to Mauer with Morneau on deck.
Well, Huff last year, he did win 11 ball games in 23 starts. He worked 128 in the 3rd innings. Walked 41, struck out only 65. So a crafty lefty that'll work both sides of the plate, change speeds.
And Mauer draws a 4-pitch walk.
That was the walks last night that really hurt right-handed starter Justin Masterson. He ended up walking 5 in 4 innings.
Twins baseball is brought to you in Sony High Definition. Morneau got the RBI hit in the 1st inning last night, cracking a double against the fence in right. 2 hits and a walk. And he'll try to provide some offense here in the 1st inning tonight. On the outside corner, a strike. The Twins have scored 74 runs on the season. They've allowed just 48. So they're plus 26.
Very good.
In the run department. High and deep to left center. Sizemore and Kearns chase it, and it's Kearns short of the warning track. Makes the catch, and one of those balls that you can't help but wonder where it might have gone in the Metrodome.
Minnesota Twins legend Tony Oliva outside Tonio's Cuban sandwich stand, and I'm with the legend right now, and he's got this sandwich. And Tony, this is a nice specialty here that you can grab along the concourse. What's in it?
It's a secret. You have to try it. I know I'll give you my recipe. You know, you have to try it. You know, if you like it, I know you will come back because of this. It's the best sandwich that you ever can eat.
There it is, the best sandwich you can eat, Dick and Birkin. Look at this. It's got ham. It's got some, what else? We got some Swiss cheese, some pickles,
yes,
some pork.
Some fresh pork.
Fresh pork.
Pickle, all the good stuff.
Okay, so there's a big secret to this recipe, and it's in the bread as well. And Dick and Bert, for once, I'm not going to eat everything. This comes with a bag of chips as well. I am coming up to the booth, Tony and I, and we are going to bring you some Tonio's Cuban sandwiches. All right, Tony? And he's got a head start on you.
Well, Robbie, actually, we already have some up here. We were delivered some before the game.
They already took them up before the game, Tony. How about that? They're already eating the sandwiches.
Very nice.
Yes.
Very good.
They know what I have to do.
You know what you have to do. Well, Dick does. I don't know about you, Bert.
I took a bite between the inning break here, and it's really good.
Yes, it is. It's very good. So,
you got pork and ham and pickle and cheese.
And I see your bite right there.
Yeah,
it's a good bite.
Very good.
Yeah, there's the bite.
Very nice.
Good bite.
I will have another bite as soon as Liriano completes the second inning here. Hafner retired. Twins put the shift on, and Hafner hit a ground ball right to the third baseman, one away. Here's Grudzielanek. Grudzielanek takes ball one. You may remember the name last year. Grudzielanek was property of the Twins. There's a drive to left field. Delman Young going back. And that ball again dies out there near the track. Out number two. Grudzielanek was projected to perhaps play for the Major League club at second base. Twins were a little disappointed in Alexi Casilla, and it was about a 2-week experiment.
Yeah, he signed late. He didn't have a job, so he signed with the Twins on July 19th. Twins ended up letting him go on August 10th. When he was released by the ball club, some things were said by Grudzielanek that they just wasted my time. But you know what? It just didn't work out. That's the game of baseball.
2 down, and here's Peralta. Was there any question that in the evening the ball, particularly, here's a drive hit sharply, another 2-out hit for the Indians, that the balls hit to the gaps and in center field just seemed to die?
Yeah, that's one thing that we have seen, to left center, right center. And that's why I think it's become a ballpark almost like Detroit as far as the dimensions to left center and right center, that if you can make them hit that ball in that area, kind of like Yankee Stadium, ball will fly down the line, each line, but if you can make them hit it in the gaps, the ball seems to hold up.
Somebody with the Twins today likened the ballpark experience here so far to Safeco Field in Seattle.
Yeah.
Here's Matt Laporta. And Laporta takes a fastball sailing outside.
Well, Laporta, in his second season with the Indians, he came over in the C.C. Sabathia trade from the Milwaukee Brewers organization. Just 25 years old. #1 pick by the Brewers back in 2007. Young man, I think that should get a lot of at-bats this year just to see what he can do at the Major League level. Kind of up and down last year.
Indians aren't expected to contend. They've got a new manager, new coaching staff, a lot of new players. And Laporta should get plenty of exposure in the 2010 season. Liriano hits the inside corner. As the Twins this year are remindful of what the Indians were when they moved into then Jacobs Field almost 20 years ago, I look at the Indians right now and kind of compare them to what the Twins were like when they moved into the Metrodome. Here's a bouncer to the left side. Harris has it. They'll get the force at second. We'll talk more about that as the evening progresses. Another 2-out hit for the Indians. No score. next Minnesota vacation today. The Herman Heights Monument in New Ulm, Minnesota, located in the southwestern corner of the state. It's not that far southwest. You can go to the statue, climb the spiral staircase to an observation platform at the base of the statue. Get a view of the town in the Minnesota River Valley below. Beautiful town, New Ulm, Minnesota.
Yeah, it is. We go on the caravan during the winter. I've been in New Ulm a couple times. I saw Herman. Waved to him. He looked a little cold during the winter.
In January. Cuddyer pops it up into right field. Shin-Soo Choo with the catch, and Cuddyer's retired one away. And that'll bring up Jason Kubel. Kubel had a disappointing night at the plate yesterday. He really hasn't found it yet. He struck out 3 times, went 0 for 4. He had the kind of night that Shin-Soo Choo had for the Indians.
Yeah, the average not there yet for Jason, but a couple home runs, 8 RBIs on the year.
Strike in the outside corner.
Kubel 2 for 8 lifetime against Huff with a home run.
One and one.
Alfonso Marquez behind the plate.
No wonder Kubel looked back. 2 and 1.
Well, Mike Redmond's going to try to do, what Joe Mauer tries to do. Span that plate. See what that home plate umpire will give you. There's Red. I won't go that far out.
3 and 1. Amazing. We're in the bottom of the second, and Redmond hasn't been hit by a foul tip yet.
Oh, he will.
Full count with Delman Young on deck.
Yeah, Redmond 5 years with the Twins. I think every time he did catch. Remember last April when Joe started this, season on a disabled list? How many times did Redmond get hit back there? But he said, you know what, I'm okay. I'm okay. The guy is definitely a gamer.
And Kubel draws a 1-out walk. 3rd walk issued by David Huff. Minnesota Twins have teamed up with the Minnesota DNR to turn broken lumber into new trees. Every time this season that a Twins pitcher breaks an opponent's bat, 100 new trees will be planted in Minnesota state parks and trails. The Twins support the state parks, and you can too. Learn more at www.mndnr.gov.
That's pretty cool. Very nice. Very nice promotion.
Here's Delman Young. Strike 1. Well, at the rate we're going, in a few years, Minnesota's going to be so heavily forested, it'll be like right after the Ice Age, before settlement came to the state of Minnesota.
A lot of future bats.
Do we know what kind of trees? Whether they're ash trees, maple trees, pine trees, popple trees? We don't know.
Could be all kind of trees. Well, control was not an issue for Huff his first 2 starts. He came into this ballgame 15 innings pitched, only 3 walks. He's already walked 3.
And now 2 and 1 to Delman Young.
Huff in his last start against the Texas Rangers in Cleveland, he worked 9 innings, his first career complete game. Gave up only 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 1 walk in that ball game with 4 strikeouts.
Twins have taken 3 walks tonight, 73 on the season, the most in the American League. In fact, a quick check of the National League, the most in the major leagues. And that's flipped foul, chased by Laporta, but into the seats. So you've got a team batting average of .273, which is 4th in the league. A home run total of 15, which is in the middle of the pack in the American League. But the most walks in the major leagues. And a very high on base percentage because of it. 2 and 2 to Delman Young. And now 3 and 2. And we'll see if the Twins do anything with Kubel. Young strikeout prone, and Kubel doesn't run real well.
Yeah, Huff tried to throw that 2-2 fastball middle in. Again, Huff with a very good changeup. 4-3-2 counts already for Huff in this ballgame.
Conservative lead by Kubel, but there he goes, and the pitch dribbled to the right side. Huff has it. He'll tag Young, and Kubel advances. Young strikeout prone, but of course he's also prone to hitting into a double play. And so the Twins sent Kubel. He's in scoring position now for J.J. Hardy. Hardy's had a tough couple of games here. The average down to 236.
You got to realize a lot of these pitchers Huff has not seen before. Masterson, he had no idea other than on video what Masterson showed last night. He has faced Huff one time. He's 1 for 2 off of him.
Strike on the outside corner.
And that one hit being a home run. Huff, 25 years old, number 1 pick by the Indians in 2006. Out of UCLA in Southern California. Good changeup there. Huff with that fastball, very good changeup. He'll mix in a curveball and a slider.
Twins have scored in the first 3 innings in every game of this homestand, and generally when they haven't scored in the first, they've scored in the second. A lot of early run support for the starting pitchers. 1-2 to Hardy.
Redmond sitting away.
Just off the plate. And it's 2-2. Twins looking for their first hit and their first run. And now it's 3-2 to Hardy. What do you make of this dramatically more patient approach that the Twins have shown through their lineup?
Well, I think it just shows that the pitchers can't get the ball over the plate, and the opposing hitters are not attacking the strike zone. Trying to nibble too much, and the Twins hitters, they want that certain pitcher that they could drive somewhere.
Hardy spins one back to the net.
Well, we know Span has a good eye. We know Joe Mauer has a good eye, but you know, Kubel, Cuddyer, Young, they go up there swinging. Justin will go up there swinging.
Another 3-2 pitch. And Hardy takes ball for the 4th walk. And he has alternated them pretty much. 2 walks, 2 batters retired in the first. Now 2 walks and 2 batters retired in the second.
Not missing by much right here to the 3-2 fastball middle in. And you can see, I mean, just an inch or 2 away from being strike 3.
Here's Brendan Harris. And Harris has seen the batting average spiral down to 211. Liner into left center field. Kubel will score. On his way to third is Hardy, and Harris delivers a big 2-out hit to put the Twins on the board.
A lot of times as a pitcher, when you're struggling with your control, you're going to try to get strike 1. It's been frustrating for Huff. So he tries to get strike 1 on Brendan Harris, and Harris is ready to hit. Jumping on that first fastball, getting good wood on it, right up the middle. That scores Kubel from second base, and Hardy hustling over to third. So an RBI for Harris, his 4th of the year.
And now Span, who drew the leadoff walk and was erased on a double play ball. Nice stop by Redmond. He'll keep Hardy at third, and Harris goes to second. So Redmond lunges after a pitch in the dirt to keep it a 1-0 ball game.
Well, it'll be a wild pitch charged to Huff, but probably saving a run right there is Mike Redmond.
So again, the Twins score in the early innings. Just a matter of how many. 1 on the board, 2 in scoring position. And a strike that covers the inside corner. Beautiful night at Target Field. Just a few degrees cooler than last night, but it feels a lot cooler with the wind blowing in from left field. A very calm, peaceful night last night. That's to center. Down for a hit. It'll score 2. Denard Span with a 2-run single, and it's 3-0.
Well, you got to love that 2-out hitting right there. Brendan Harris, the RBI single with 2 outs. And Denard Span picking up RBI number 5 and 6 on the year. That inside-out swing, the quick hands of Denard Span. Ball landing in front of Sizemore. And with 2 outs, of course, the runner's off with the crack of the bat. And the Twins take an early 3-0 lead.
Now, Ron Coomer, we've seen it from Span before. He's got a unique stride to the plate. He strides and then stops, and then the hands come through.
Well, he does have a different stride, and sometimes it just looks like the ball's just kind of popping out. So to me, guys had to take a little bit of a look before they got to see him, but now I think they're on him pretty good.
Here's Hudson, who bounced into a double play in the middle of the first inning. A couple of big 2-out singles have scored 3 runs.
Now, Huff got away with 2 walks in the first inning. He did not get away with 2 walks this inning. Both base on balls have scored so far, along with Brendan Harris, who singled in that run, the first run for the Twins.
Inside a ball. Toward the hole. Picked up by Peralta. Close play, and Span just barely retired at second base. A couple of walks and a couple of hits, and all adds up to 3 second-inning runs for the Twins. Just been announced. Fans appreciative of his toiling behind the plate in his years with the Twins. Hit just under 300, and now the fans getting a little more aware of Redmond's first at bat against the Twins. Redmond a year ago was the Twins' regular catcher, and you touched on it. He was banged up last year in April, but as he stayed in the lineup because Mauer was already on the disabled list. And I really think his efforts and his determination in April shouldn't be forgotten when we think about the exciting finish to the season. That was made possible because Redmond helped keep the team afloat.
Yeah, I'm looking at Michael Cuddyer out in right field. He's told Mike Redmond he's going to throw him out at first base if he hits the ball toward him.
And so Redmond lifts it to left center instead, and Delvin Young makes a running catch in front of Hardy and a side to Denard Span. A little pop fly to left, and Redmond's retired, one away.
Well, you know what? As a shortstop, J.J. Hardy, you go back until you hear somebody call you off, and right at the last second, you can see Hardy kind of giving way right there to Delvin Young. Always a dangerous play when that infielder has to go back, and the outfielders, of course, coming in hard.
Here's Cabrera, went down on strikes to start the ball game. And up high, ball one.
Cabrera, switch hitter, hitting .294 coming into this ball game as a right-handed hitter, .289 from the left side of the plate.
1-1.
One home run coming from the left side of the plate.
And now popped up to right field. Cuddyer in short right with the catch and out number 2. Ron Coomer before the game today had a little session with Orlando Hudson about where he plays defensively with Liriano on the mound.
Well, Liriano, who throws hard from the left side, right-handed hitters, I kind of play towards the 4-hole a little bit because they're not going to try to pull that. You know what I'm saying? Because he's sneaky. They don't want to get out front in the slider and look bad. So they're going to sit back, let the ball get deep, and try to hit the fastball this way. So I play Liriano right-handers more in the 4-hole, which is towards first base.
Well, and right now with Sizemore hitting, guys, you're going to see him shade maybe just a little bit more to the middle of the field than he would. The one thing about Hudson, there's a lot of thought going into where he's playing defensively. Very impressive and very impressive talking to him today about what he does and all the communications. But that's one guy that plays a very deep second base. You have to have great speed to be able to play as deep as he does because of the angles you have to take to try to get an out.
Boy, he made a great play in yesterday's ball game, early in the ball game with Sizemore up.
Drive to left, hit it Delvin Young, who catches it to end the inning. 3 fly ball outs, and a quick 1-2-3 inning for Liriano. Value player of the game. Text 234-234 after typing in the keyword value. And here's how the voting has gone so far. Bernard Span, Delman Young, Michael Cuddyer, and no Francisco Liriano. You keep telling me it's all about pitching. And here the fans are picking hitters.
Well, I mean, the hitters, Span got the 2-run single last inning. Harris got the RBI single. All Liriano's done is thrown 3 shutout innings. They'll smarten up. Fans know.
Yeah. 2 strikes to Mauer, who drew a 2-out walk in the first. In the dirt, and it rolls away from Redmond. 1-2. Mentioned that Huff in his last start pitched a complete game win over the White Sox. And then the next game, Mitch Talbot did the same thing. I think it's the first time that happened in Cleveland since Bob Feller and Bob Lemon did it about 60 years ago.
I think it was 1996 is the last back-to-back complete games they had.
Now 2-2. It'll be Mauer, Morneau, and Cuddyer coming into the game. The 3 players hitting .347, .340, and .333. A pretty formidable middle of the lineup. Even though I think to a man they'd tell you that the lineup really hasn't clicked yet. They haven't been driving in runs like we know they're capable of. Here's a pop-up near third base. Peralta with the catch, and that'll bring up Justin Morneau. Good night for Justin at the plate last night. Ron Coomer, why was that?
Well, Dick, when you look at Justin Morneau early in the season, he had some issues with his swing. Not really his swing, but he was just kind of flying open a little bit, maybe trying to do too much. But last night and the night before, you could really tell where his front shoulder really started staying in. His head started staying down. He hit a couple of balls really hard, one off the right field wall. And in this one, changeup that he gets, you're going to see this right now. A changeup down and away, the ball kind of fades, and he hits it right back through the middle. And that's him letting the ball get to him, front side staying on the ball, and he drives it through the middle. When he does that, he's really going to be good.
A long run for the third baseman because of the shift, and Peralta gets there. The Indians had a shift on, and Peralta was where a shortstop would normally be for a long run and a catch, 2 down.
Ron Coomer, we're going to look at this again, try to evaluate maybe why he popped that ball up.
Well, he'd like to have that one back because he took a good swing at that ball. Watch where it's on the barrel. He just misses that ball. He's just underneath that ball. If he squares it up, that ball ends up in the right field seats. Just underneath, just a touch.
Here's Michael Cuddyer with a fly ball to right his first time up.
To me, it's amazing how much hitting. There's a line drive caught by Cabrera at the end of the inning. How much hitting is like pitching. You fly that left shoulder open. If you're a right-handed pitcher, you're going to be all over the place.
President Matt Manka. Spent some time with Matt up in Hockey Day in Minnesota, up in Hermantown, Minnesota this one. So they are enjoying an evening of baseball here at Target Field. Shin-Soo Choo taking strike one from Francisco Liriano.
Well, good pitch count for Liriano. 36 pitches, 25 have been strikes.
Down low, 1-1.
You know, we had Rick Anderson on talking about Liriano, that it's taken a while, but you know what, the game of baseball is about the way you feel about yourself and the power of positive thinking. And that outing last time that Liriano had, that has to be very positive coming into this start. Now he's behind in the count right here, 2-1. Joe Mauer, I'm sure, will say, hey, you know what, give me a good fastball outer half of the plate, but throw the ball over the plate. You see, Joe's not directly on the corner. He's cutting that plate like in thirds. So that's what they're trying to do with Liriano.
Breaking ball over for strike two, and the count's even.
Watch Mauer move. He won't move that much. Okay, the glove all over the plate, the ball outside.
Choo takes a breaking pitch, full count.
Now with Kevin Slowey last night, with better control, Joe will move out a little bit more. He'll try to make that plate grow. For Liriano, just get it over, and he got that 3-2 breaking ball over for his fourth strikeout.
And the fourth time Choo has struck out in 6 at-bats in this series.
Well, great pitch right here. You're thinking fastball if you're Choo, and that ball breaks right over the plate. And you kind of looked at Liriano, so you got me.
You can submit a question to us online at carsoup.com/baseball. Tonight our question comes from beautiful Melrose, Minnesota, right in the middle part of the state. Wondering of you, which pitch causes the most strain on a pitcher's arm?
Well, I think, for a while there we saw a lot of split fingers, and I think, that's a pitch that we don't see that often anymore. That put a lot of strain on the elbow area. And nice play right there by Harris. Very nice play to get the second out off the bat of Austin Burns. And then also, I think the slider, because the slider is nothing more than a fastball, but you turn and you try to throw it like a football almost, and that puts a lot of torque on that elbow. Now, myself being a curveball pitcher, what I looked at, and we're going to get on camera right here, fastball is there. Everything comes off there. Curveball, and I push with my elbow for a fastball. Curveball, when I threw a curveball, it was more on top. I used the muscles on the top part of my right arm, where a slider is a torque. It's almost like a push.
All right, now show the fans, if you can, the split finger grip too when you get.
The split finger is here. As we'll get to it here in a second.
1-0 to Travis Hafner, who hit a ground ball to third. And there's a strike.
There we go. The split finger is where they open up the ball right there, and then you push down and you feel a lot of torque in that elbow. Slider, same thing. You cut like that. A lot of the curveball's more relaxed. Fastball is nice and easy. So I think it's a slider and the split finger that probably put the most stress on that right shoulder or left elbow, excuse me.
In this organization, in the Twins organization, they discourage, not only do they not encourage, they discourage the use of a split finger pitch. Now, there have been some pitchers who've had it. Mark Guthrie had it. Eddie Guardado tinkered around with it until he hurt his arm.
Jack Morris,
but that was
nasty.
But that that was out of the Tiger organization.
Right.
But a young pitcher coming through the Twins organization, we never see a young pitcher come up and make it to the major leagues, and Alex Burnett, somebody like that, who's got a split finger. They do not want their young pitchers to throw that pitch.
I think because they're young, if you come up to a guy like Jack Morris or a guy like Brian Harvey, who had a great splitter with the Angels when I was there, those guys were strong. I mean, they have very strong arms, and they could handle the pressure of that. Jack Morris could handle the pressure. You give it to somebody else, they might not be able to open up their fingers like they did. A guy like a Bruce Sutter had a great split finger. They don't come around that often. Guys can try to do it to throw a changeup, but to actually torque that ball like Jack Morris did, that's tough on the arm.
Backhanded by Hardy, and from behind second base, he throws out Hafner. And Liriano has another 1-2-3 inning. He set down 7 men in a row. by Lincoln Mercury. Visit your local Lincoln Mercury dealer or go to experiencelm.com. And by AT&T. Find out what's possible with the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T. Rethink possible. Jason Kubel leading off the Twins fourth, taking ball one. Kubel drew a one-out walk and scored in the second inning. 2-0 for Kubel, his 10th walk of the year. The Twins have taken 4 walks here tonight. 2 of the walkers have scored. And for years, of course, the Twins pitching staff has been among the stingiest in issuing walks, but this year the spread is remarkable. Twins have now taken 74 walks and issued just 31. 3-1. And Liriano tonight has not walked anybody. He's had just, 1 or 2 3-ball counts.
Yep. Just 1.
And now 3-2 to Kubel.
6th time on a 3-2 pitch. Huff will have to throw to a Twins batter. A lot of pitches. This will be his 60th.
And Kubel, taking a page from Denard Span, doesn't swing the bat and draws a leadoff walk. Target Field has been and will be the place to be in 2010. And you can join in the fun tomorrow afternoon. The Twins conclude the series with Cleveland. Great tickets available for the final game of this historic homestand. You can order online at twinsbaseball.com or call 800-33-TWINS to secure your seats. Supposed to be, I think, sunny and in the 60s. Just a beautiful day for baseball. Here's Delman Young. Out in front of the off-speed pitch. Strike 1.
Well, the 5 walks for David Huff are a career high in one ball game, making just his 26th major league start.
A little bit high, 1-1. Mike Redmond assigned the task of catching Huff and Fausto Carmona, who the Twins will not see in this series. And Carmona, of course, has been strike challenged the last couple of years, and at least in the early going, Redmond's done a nice job nursing the right-hander back into the strike zone.
Well, he did a great job here. You know, we talked about Joe Mauer, but Mike Redmond, not only a .289 career hitter, but also very good at handling young pitchers.
That's hit to right center field. Sizemore over into the gap to haul it in. 1 down. With 1 out and 1 on, our AT&T trivia question tonight. Since 2000, what's the fewest amount of errors committed by a team in the month of April? So we're not asking what team, just a number.
I'm going to say 4.
Okay. And we always have the plus 2 or minus of 2. So you've got 2 to 6 covered. So I'll take 8.
Why don't you take 9? I had 6 covered.
Oh, that's right. I'd want to take 9 then, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
So then we got
what kind
7.
My goodness.
I'm sorry.
You're taking 9.
Darlis Forcier, my first school teacher, is going to be so ashamed of me. Oh, my.
Even I knew that.
Oh, my. Yeah, I'll take 9.
Glad I went first.
1 strike. And that's to left field, hanging in the air, and the catch made out there by Kearns, 2 away. And we'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Brendan Harris.
A little off the end of the bat right there. Hardy flies out to left field. It was Brendan Harris who put the Twins on the board in that second inning with the RBI single. Jumped on the first pitch from David Huff.
Here's Harris, got a big 2-out single to drive in the first run of the game. Span backed it up with another one, and the Twins had their 3-0 lead. Their strike one.
Off-speed pitch right there to get strike one. First at bat, he started Harris off with a fastball, and Harris hit that base hit, so changing speeds right there.
Some debris into the left field corner, and they'll retrieve that. You know, Harris getting a lot of playing time here with the injury to Nick Punto, and Punto is coming along. He's hoping to stay off the disabled list, but at some point the Twins are going to need to make a decision. You can't play one reliever short, as the Twins have with Neshek unavailable the last few days, and Punto too has been unable to play the last few days. Among the many amenities in the clubhouse now, the underwater treadmill, which is in the training room, and Punto has been able to do that here in-house to help his...
How deep is that pool, do you know?
It's not over his head, don't worry.
That's what I was wondering.
This one sliced toward right field, and with 2 outs, a nice sliding catch by Chu in right field. With 2 outs, Kubel was able to take off, and the Twins come up empty to the floor.
Mikowski in the Minnesota State Lottery winner's circle. I've got $100 in these Minnesota State Lottery tickets. I've got Kelly, Rachel, Caitlin, Rochelle, and Bert. How about this? Caitlin's 33rd birthday. They're out celebrating, sitting right by the dugout. Caitlin, what's it like for you here?
It's amazing. I love this field.
You love this field? How much do you love Bert Blyleven?
Not as much as I love you, Robbie.
Oh, Bert. That stings. I'm sorry. I swear I didn't plan that in advance.
I like that. I like that, Robbie.
I didn't. I swear. I promise.
Very nice. You are hereby circled, and a happy birthday, young lady.
Here's Grudzielanek taking ball one from Liriano. And a tapper foul. Grudzielanek ended up playing 11 games in the Twins organization a year ago. Got as far as a Double-A. Up high, 2-1.
Grudzielanek, 39 years old. This is his first season with the Indians, his 15th major league season. Career .290 hitter, 90 career home runs, and almost 7,000 major league at-bats.
And he grounds a base hit to left. So a leadoff hit. It's the first hit for Cleveland with less than 2 out. And he's aboard leading off the 5th inning. Target Field will be the place to be this season. And you can bring a group out and enjoy some of the coolest hospitality venues in all of sports. Rent an event suite down the right field line or spend a game in the Skyline Suites and take in great views of downtown. Call 800-33-TWINS or log on to twinsbaseball.com and look at the great hospitality opportunities for your group. Here's Johnny Peralta. Strike one. Peralta with a 2-out single his first time up. As night falls here in Minneapolis. This ballpark just is so well illuminated, it just seems to come to life. And strike two. And just about every seat filled. They're expecting paid attendance again tonight of over 38,000. Every crowd has been over 38,000 so far here, the paid attendance. Two strikes, and now a ball.
Looked like that changeup right there that missed down and away. Liriano's had 2 ground balls hit so far off of him. Wants to get a ground ball right here. Maybe the Twins turn a double play.
Bounced into a couple of double plays on the season.
A little 5-4-3.
Peralta reaches across the plate and fouls it to the backstop. We're talking about the Indians and how they're kind of a similar position now that the Twins were when they came into the Metrodome in the early 80s, with a lot of young players that really haven't had much experience, and they want to get those players as much experience as possible. Tap foul, maybe off of Peralta's back foot. Remember in '82 when the Twins moved into the Dome, they had Herbeck and Gaetti and Viola. Bernansky came over in a trade.
You know, we touched on it a little bit last night. The thing about the Indians, a lot of their players have come via trade.
Right.
You know, it's a farm system that just doesn't seem that has produced a lot of major leaguers over the last 4 or 5 years. You know, Johnny Peralta, one of those guys out of the Indian organization, he signed as a free agent back in 1999.
1-2. Blocked by Maurer. Grudzelanic anchored at first base. And, you know, the jury's out on Peralta. I mean, he's the most recognizable name in their lineup out of their farm system. But I don't know there are too many people who would claim that he's reached the potential that they held for him.
Yeah, he has an option here for next year. The word in Cleveland is that he may not be back. So this might be his last year. Pretty hefty pay scale for next year for keeping Peralta.
Former shortstop, now a third baseman. 2-2. And he pulls it foul over by manager Manny Acton. Cleveland manager says he sits over on that end of the dugout now. He's not used to being that close to home plate on the other side of the dugout. Dugouts are extremely close to home plate here at Target Field. Another 2-2 pitch. And another dribbler foul.
Well, we got a moment here. I'd like to say give our best wishes to Sammy Weiss, one of the biggest fans in Florida. We had surgery yesterday. Sammy, hope you're doing well. Home recovering.
Peralta battling Liriano. It's still 2-2.
Liriano slowing down a little bit between pitches.
And Laporta may have done him a favor there.
Yes, he did.
He reached across the plate to flip one foul.
Yeah, change up right there by Liriano, and Laporta kind of going out of his swing zone to foul that off. Take a look where this pitch is. Bauer just wants it over the plate. Laporta hits a foul.
So Liriano, who struck out the side in the first inning, has only struck out once since in a situation where he could use a strikeout. We'll see if he goes to the slider. And there it is.
There's so many hitters look like they were almost chopping wood on that slider down and in.
So there's the first out, and it predictably comes on a strikeout.
All right, strikeout number 5 for Liriano. Look at that swing right there. I mean, it's almost like all of a sudden you're tied up just trying to make contact.
And now Mike Redmond. And we'll see if Liriano can get Redmond to hit a ground ball at somebody, maybe get the double play and get out of the inning. Missing low, ball 1. Redmond saying he was healthy during the offseason, got a job, guaranteed job, a major league contract with the Indians after suffering through an assortment of injuries last year. Fouled back 1-1.
Oh, he's a good guy to have. I mean, the Twins had him for 5 years, and you know, a career .289 hitter, not a lot of power throughout his career, only 13 major league home runs and about 2,300 major league at bats. Calls a great ball game. He's a battler.
Bouncer to third. Harris knocks it down but can't make a play. So Redmond will get an infield hit. He didn't get too many of those with the Twins. Harris was able to keep it from going down the line. But the bases are loaded now with 1 out.
Yeah, you don't expect Mike Redmond. Most of his hits in a Twins uniform went the other way. So Harris was playing off the line. And then he pulls this ball. Harris knocks it down. The ball gets away. And he has no play anywhere. Gruzelanek safe at third. And you're right, he may have saved, you know, an RBI right there for Redmond. Now it's bases loaded with 1 out.
And here's Cabrera. Strikeout and a fly ball to right. So the Indians threatening here with a pair of hits and a walk from the bottom 4 spots in their batting order. There's a double play ball.
There's a 5-4-3. I want it.
5-4-3. Cabrera with a huge double play. And Liriano gets out of the pit. Twins in good shape. They're leading 3-0. We're at Target Field. Cool April evening. Robbie Mikowski, Ron Coomer, Bert Planovan, and Dick Bramer. And the Twins with a win tonight would wrap up their 5th series win in 5 series, with a day game to come yet tomorrow.
Well, Liriano dodging a bullet right there. Got Cabrera to hit into that 5-4-3 double play. Liriano does a lot of stretching between innings. Every time we get him down on that bench looking like that, he's trying to stay loose.
What was the extent of your physical activity between innings?
I did a lot what Liriano did.
Really? You did a lot of
stretching, yeah.
Legs.
Always making sure that my shoulders stayed loose. Not as much my legs as more than my upper body. Always moving my shoulders around.
2-0 to Span. And now 3-0.
I was tired between innings. I had to back up third, back up home.
Imagine how your outfielders felt.
They were okay because they played pretty deep. Just took them a while to get in.
And Span with another walk. And it is number 6 issued by David Huff. And a couple of those pitches 3 and 4, were pretty close. Span's reached all 3 times, and that'll bring up Hudson.
Yeah, Huff with 6 walks in a ball game, no strikeouts. He's given up only 2 hits, but he trails 3-0.
Well, they got Span picked off. Oh, he got back!
Wow, good move right there by Huff. He hesitated a second with that high leg kick, and then threw to first. Watch Huff right here. He kind of hesitates. And then to throw a little bit on the infield side. That ball's on the outfield side. Bernard Span is picked off.
And now he goes on a hit and run. And Hudson hits Redmond with the bat. And it's predictable that it would happen. I'm not sure exactly what happened or how it happened. Hudson with the follow through of his bat apparently got Redmond in the back.
Well, the trainer's going to come out, the manager's going to come out, but this guy is not coming out. You can see just on maybe on that left arm in the rib cage area. Yeah, we knew sooner or later he was going to get somehow hit.
Well, the worst was, remember, against the White Sox a couple years ago when now twin Jim Thome followed through and hit Redmond in the back of the helmet with his bat. Well, the bat came out of Thome's hand, I believe, and hit Redmond in the head. 1 strike to Hudson. Hit to right and hit fairly well, but Chu has it measured on the warning track. 1 away. So Span retreats to first, 1 down, and here's Mauer.
Well, 75 pitches for David Huff. And you still like to be, 2 strikes to every ball thrown. 40 strikes, 35 balls for Huff.
Mauer with a walk in the first and a pop up to third in the third. Strike on the outside corner. Five doubles for Joe, the 1 home run. To the net. Don't know yet what the catching plans are for tomorrow. We would ordinarily say Drew Butera stands a pretty good chance to catch tomorrow, but we thought Drew Butera was going to catch either Saturday or Sunday, and it didn't happen.
Well, I remember Monday was an off day, so
yeah. Still got the day game after the night game, though.
Right.
Might depend how this game goes. Mauer with a double play ball. Drupal Cabrera really submarines his throw from second base, makes sure that the runner gets down, and up faces just 3 men.
AccuWeather.com's Kate Bilo. Indians still in town tomorrow. Coverage begins at 11:30 a.m. It'll be sunny and pleasant. First pitch temperature 56 degrees with winds out of the southeast 5 to 10 miles per hour.
Well, this young lady sitting down right near us, and young lady, you are hereby circled. Between innings, she'd look up here, and I say, no, look out toward the outfield. Look for the camera. There you go. Very nice.
Well, it's 3-0 Twins. We go to the 6th inning. Grady Sizemore will lead things off. Driven hard to left field. Delman Young over. Makes a running catch in the gap. And Sizemore teed off on it, but he hit it within the reach of Delman Young.
Oh, the Twins, we talked about it, Dick. Tremendous defense. And when you're a pitcher out there, just make them hit the ball, hopefully in the ballpark. These guys will catch it. Delman Young, nice running catch right there for the first out here in the 6th inning. Sizemore hitting it sharply, but Delman Young just running it down.
Here is Chu. 2 pitches, 2 outs. Liriano struggled a little bit in the 5th inning, got out of it. Now he gets a couple quick outs in the 6th. Lynx fans, Sunday, May 16th is the home opener against the Washington Mystics. You can cheer on the return of former Golden Gopher Lindsay Whalen as she makes her first appearance for the Lynx. Stop by for a pregame party from 3 to 5 on the Twins Plaza and enjoy music, games, prizes, and meet your favorite Lynx players. For more information, visit foxsportsnorth.com.
Go Lynx.
Here's Austin Kearns taking ball 1. Missing again, 2-0. Indians came into this series with the worst batting average in the American League, hitting in the 2 teens. Hit hard to right field, and that is deep. Off the wood. And again, the long carom, and Kearns, watching Billy Butler on Sunday, decides, I'll stay put right here. Almost a carbon copy of what happened, except Billy Butler's ball, I think, hit the limestone. That one sounded like it hit the wood fence.
Boy, you could hear it from all the way up here. Kearns hitting that ball sharply the other way. It's his 4th double of the year. Right below the limestone, Kearns takes that fastball the other way. And you can see underneath that limestone, and Cuddyer, ball getting by him. But with 2 outs, Kearns says, you know what, on a base hit, I'm going to score from second anyway. And it was 2 outs that Butler tried to stretch that double into a triple.
You know, I wonder whether, having seen what we've seen now, teams, specifically the Twins, here's Travis Hafner taking strike 1, will instruct the second baseman to pursue that ball into the outfield a little bit harder and run out there to maybe play the carom if the right fielder going to the warning track.
Well, you mentioned it the other day. You have the padding, you have the wood, then you have the limestone. You don't know what kind of bounce you're going to get.
Right. And a strike. 2 of them now to Hafner. Here's how it sounded.
Kind of like playing catch with a hard ball against your garage door.
2 strikes to Hafner. That's backhanded nicely by Harris. Low throw and a dig at first by Morneau.
Wow, what a pick by Morneau.
And the Twins, 2.5 weeks into the season, have still committed just 1 error, thanks here to a nice scoop by the first baseman. Freeze can.
Well, this is the 4th inning. Sin Chu right there on a 3-2 pitch. You're thinking fastball, and Liriano just makes a buckle right there for his 4th strikeout of the ball game.
Middle of the Twins lineup. You cross Brew Coors like freeze cam. Here's Morneau driving on to center, but Sizemore just glides after it. And a quick out here in the Twins 6th.
6 shutout innings for Liriano, following the 7 shutout innings he had in his last start. Kevin Slowey rocking to Liriano. Good pitch count. 79 pitches so far for Liriano. 53 have been strikes.
Twins have just 2 hits against Huff. They came in succession with 2 outs in the 2nd inning to score the 3 runs. They haven't done much against the Cleveland left-hander. Strike 1. The Twins to hit the ball in the air. He's got 10 fly ball outs, and he gets ahead of Cuddyer 1 strike. Strike 2. Time for the Quest High Speed pitch, brought to you by Quest High Speed Internet.
Well, Huff at 90, Liriano at 94.
Cuddyer protects the plate. Still 2 strikes.
Well, Huff has struggled with his control with the 6 walks. Again, no strikeouts in the ballgame.
Is this what you call effectively wild?
Yeah, I mean, no, but he's got a good downward plane on his delivery when he does stay back. Changes speeds well. Good change up right there. Cuddyer way out front.
Well, he's made the Twins put the ball in play. There isn't anybody who's struck out yet. They just haven't centered many balls with the barrel of the bat. This one deep to the right field corner. And Chu will chase it, and it's gone! down to the opposite field. Cuddyer hits one out.
Home run number 3 on the year for Michael Cuddyer. That looked like a fastball up, and he just took the other way. Yes, he did. And that ball just kept going. Shows you the strength of Michael Cuddyer. Kind of like the home run he hit down the left field line, that high fly ball that just kept going.
Just going to say, I didn't think that ball had a chance of going out. This one or the one down the left field line. Cuddyer, a very smart hitter. He's finding out where the channels are, and he's getting them airborne.
I think we've seen a lot of balls hit in the gaps, and they haven't really gone anywhere. Justin Morneau earlier in the ball game hit one to left center. I thought was a pretty good poke, but the Cuddyer takes it over that right field wall.
And now Kubel takes ball 2, 2-2. Kubel's walked twice. Cuddyer, they measure that one at 337 feet. And I think the one he hit down the left field line, the pop-up fly ball that went out, was measured at like 343. I think he's hit the 2 shortest home runs so far in this ballpark.
Boy, what he did right there, even though it's that inside-out swing, he got the barrel of the bat on that ball. And again, the strength of Cuddyer hits it into that bleacher area right there, just over the limestone.
2-2. And now 3-2. Kubel with 10 walks on the season, a couple of them already tonight. And Kubel thought he'd walk for the 3rd time.
And Huff picking up his first strikeout of the ball game. Hoover was taking off his guard, looked like, to take first base. He couldn't believe it.
Here is Delman Young. Young is 0 for 2. A little squibber that advanced Kubel from first to second. Oh, Redmond takes one hard off the mask. My goodness.
Well, how many times did we see this with Redmond in a Twins uniform?
One and one. And it's lifted foul into the seats. 1-2. Twins are actually being out hit here 5-3, but they've scored the only 4 runs of the game.
Yeah, they made their hits count. The RBI single by Harris, the 2-run single by Span, and then we just saw the 3rd hit off the bat of Cuddyer, his 3rd home run of the year. Twins have a 4-0 lead.
2-2. And now Young has a full count. 9 full counts.
And 96 pitches for David Huff. 55 have been strikes.
Between Scotty Alger and the line. Foul off the bat of Delman Young. Twins started the day with a 3-game lead in the division over Detroit. Tigers will get started in a few minutes out in Anaheim. Almost came back from a 6-0 deficit last night to tie the game. Ended up losing 6-5 to the Angels. Another 3-2. Another foul. Tampa Bay leading the White Sox 6-0. Kansas City won this afternoon. Alex Gordon with a late home run to beat the Blue Jays. Zach Greinke still winless in the 2010 season.
What a difference a year makes.
The best news is he pitched today and won't pitch this weekend against the Twins. And Young running the pitch count up on Huff.
Giving a lot of fans some souvenirs.
100 pitches on the night now for the Cleveland left-hander.
Got the ball, but his foot got stuck.
And another souvenir.
Can pitch at bat so far.
Not very often you see that with Delman Young at the plate.
That's what you like. I mean, you're right there. That souvenir went into those gentlemen right there. Big smiles on their faces.
Huff collects himself. Pitch number 11 to the Twins left field. And a comeback. And that'll end the inning. But Michael Cuddyer hits an opposite field home run. And the Twins expand the lead now, leading Cleveland 4-0. Pepsi game summary with the Twins in front 4-0.
2-out hitting by the Twins. That in the second inning. Single by Brendan Harris right there, scoring Kubel a 1-0 lead. And then the next batter, Denard Span, knocks in a couple more. Twins have a 3-0 lead. In the sixth inning, we just saw Michael Cuddyer hit his third home run of the year. Twins up 4-0 because this man right here has put some zeros on the board again here today. Liriano, 6 shutout innings.
A strike taken, and now a swinging strike. Quickly 0-2 to Mark Grudzielanek. It'll be Grudzielanek, Peralta, and Laporta facing Liriano, who has thrown 81 pitches and completing 6 innings and pitching a couple of them here in the 7th. Bouncer to third. Harris has a long throw.
Wow.
One away.
He's got a gun on him.
Well, his throw across the diamond in the 6th to wrap up the 6th was a low throw, and Morneau had to dig it out, and Harris wanted to make sure that one got there on the fly, and it sure did.
Yeah, sure looked like he threw it about 90 miles an hour across the diamond.
One down. Here's Peralta. He's singled and walked. Up high, ball 1. I showed you in the open the Twins have done very well in the last year and into this year against teams within their division, and ultimately that'll decide this division and every other division. They're so important, and here you get the early point of the season, and when I looked at the schedule, I thought, that's going to be a really important stretch for the Twins. 3 weeks here, and we're about a week into it, where you're playing divisional teams. The Twins typically have not been fast out of the gate. They've not been the hot team in April for several years, but it appears as if that's the case now. What a great time to be playing some really good baseball when every game you win is necessarily a loss for somebody within the division.
Yeah, Twins right now, there is a strike by Liriano. 5-2 within the division. And you play so many times. 18 times we're going to see the Indians, the the Royals, the White Sox, the Tigers.
And a walk puts Peralta aboard. He's the only guy to have walked against Liriano, and he's done it twice. The only team the Twins haven't seen in the division, the Tigers, and they'll get to see Detroit on the next road trip.
And then when the Twins come back here, I believe that the Tigers will open up this another 3-team 10-day homestand. That's what I like, and I've been noticing a lot of teams in baseball are doing that now. Baseball's done a good job of putting the teams on the road for 3-game series in 3 different towns.
Off the end of the bat, and that'll spin foul. Well, I would imagine if you limit the number of road trips, that saves an awful lot of travel expense.
It really does. It really does.
Paid attendance of over 39,000 here tonight. So the Twins in this 3-week stretch will wrap up a series with Cleveland here tomorrow, then 3 in Kansas City, 3 in Detroit, 3 in Cleveland, then 3 here with Detroit. Then they step back outside the division and host the Orioles. 1-1.
Well, Laporta, a strikeout victim in the 5th inning with a couple runners on and nobody out. Liriano picked up his 5th strikeout of Laporta.
Yeah, swing should be a strike. And is 1-2.
Again, that nasty slider. And Laporta unable to hold up.
Line to Harris, fires across, double play. Laporta can't hit it any harder than he did, and Harris can't throw it any harder than he did across the diamond. I'm loving it. By Toyota. Thank you for standing by us. For more information, visit buyatoyota.com. And by Quest High-Speed Internet. Get blazing fast speeds that won't burn up your wallet. Fans enjoying the concessions and the score. And if you'd like to text and cast your vote for the Arby's Value Player of the Game, text the word value followed by a space and the player's name to short code 234234. I would hope. I would hope that Liriano's picked up some votes with 7 shutout innings.
Yep. Tell you what, our viewers are smart baseball fans. Liriano, 7 shutout innings. Second time, 14 consecutive shutout innings for Liriano over his last 2 starts. And he's at 91 pitches. Looks like he may get the 8th inning.
J.J. Hardy will face a new Cleveland pitcher. I believe that's Tony Sipp. Pitch is up and away, ball 1.
Sipp, a hard-throwing left-hander. Good fastball between 88 and 94. Hard slider and a changeup. Making his 7th relief appearance.
Popped up a foul ball that will reach the seats. Tampa Bay's pushed its lead over the White Sox out to 10-0 now. Martin Burley starting that game for the White Sox. And the last time he faced the Tampa Bay Rays, he threw a perfect game. A largely imperfect game tonight, it looks like. Up and in, 2-1. Hardy with a walk and a run scored in the 2nd, then a fly ball to left in the 4th. Three and 1. Sipp had a couple of pretty impressive performances against the Twins last year, where he was asked to get and got Joe Mauer and Justin Morneau, Jason Kubel. All back, coming back our way.
Well, Roy Smalley was down there. He should have stayed. Yeah, Sipp in 2007 had the Tommy John surgery. Last year, 2-0 out of that bullpen with a 2.93 ERA and 46 relief appearances.
And Hardy takes a pitch up and fouls it back.
There's Roy Smalley. Let me circle him. There you go. Hey, Roy, you were here by circle.
How many teammates have you circled? You probably circled.
He looks a little cold.
You've probably circled Kent Herbeck before, haven't you?
Yes, there's a big circle, too.
Another foul off the bat of Hardy. You probably circled Sal Butera. We've seen him at games. Tim Laudner.
Another big circle. Tried to draw some hair on his head.
3-2 to Hardy, leading off the Twins' 7th inning. And another foul. So Sipp has already thrown 8 pitches. And Hardy's delivered 3 two-strike fouls.
Tony Oliva? I don't think I served with Tony before. Yeah. Tony, you were here by circle.
4 two-strike fouls. And one of Tony's famous Cuban sandwiches, very tasty.
And my wife Gail was in the stands yesterday, and she walked by his place that he has where they sell the sandwiches at Tony O's place, and she said the line was very long.
That's high and deep to left. Turns with the wind blowing in from left. Makes the catch short of the track, 1 away. Doing more on defense, brought to you by the Home Depot. Some good defense by Brendan Harris.
Well, I'll tell you what, again, outstanding defense. That turned into a double play. Not too many times you'll see a line drive to third, and then that runner, Peralta, who wasn't going, just kind of stepped off. That just shows you the strength of Harris's arm to get that ball across the diamond. Twins have turned 2 double plays behind Liriano here tonight.
And let's be fair, one of the biggest hits of this homestand. Harris with a 2-out single that scored the first run of the game. Span followed with another 2-out single that scored 2, and the Twins were in control of the game.
Yeah, David Huff, I thought he pitched a good ball game other than the walks. He walked 6 guys. He gave up only 3 hits. 4 runs, all earned with only 1 strikeout.
One and one to Harris. And another foul.
Well, Sip has a good fastball, pretty straight. Not a lot of movement on that fastball. Last year in the 40 innings, he did strike out 48, but he walked 25. A lot of souvenirs here tonight.
Pitch is up, and it's 2-2.
Sip, 26 years old.
And Sip hits the outside corner, 2 down. That'll bring up Denard Span. Ron Coomer made the comment after Cuddier's home run last inning. He might be the smartest hitter on the Twins. He figured out when the wind was blowing to left and hit a fly ball. And apparently he, as a right fielder, figured out the wind was blowing out to right because he had another fly ball for another home run.
I guess so. Right now, when you look at this ballpark, everything has been blowing in up until tonight from the right field corner when it got cold. Tonight, the flags in right are dead. Really blowing in hard from left field. The ball Hardy hit, that ball was hit really well. It was hit high, but it was hit hard, and it didn't get anywhere. And then the ball Michael hit, you thought was going to be a medium deep fly ball, and it ends up in the overhang in right field. I think this wind, every game is going to be an adventure playing here at this ballpark, especially early or late in the season when you get a lot of changes in temperature.
1-1 to Span. I think that's the fun part of really doing the games here, and also for the players probably to, I mean, we've seen some balls hit to left center by Maurer and Morneau that didn't seem to go anywhere. And that's where a lot of their power is, because, yeah, they're going to hit home runs to right field, but we see Joe Maurer hits a lot of balls to left field, left center.
Two and two to Span. He's reached all 3 times with a couple of walks and the big 2-out 2-run single in the second. Hours from now, the Twins will be in Kansas City, having completed the first homestand here at Target Field. 3-2. Span came into the game hitting just .250. His on-base percentage right now, well, they have that information up on the board. It's .412 because of all the walks. High fly to short center. Sizemore makes the play. Twins go down 1-2-3 against Tony Sip. On to the 8th. The Twins up by 4. Ray Barton came up with the Minnie and Paul sketch that became the team logo, and the Twins doing what they can to reuse it and re-energize it. And Ray Barton, the artist who came up with that sketch way back in 1961, passed away on Sunday at the age of 80.
Our condolences go out to the Barton family.
And they, I would imagine, will get some comfort in knowing that for the next 2 generations at least of Twins fans, Mr. Barton's work will be front and center, literally. I think there's a ground ball knocked down by Morneau, and Liriano covers, and Redmond is retired. That Mr. Barton's work will be memorialized here in this ballpark. It seems to be the signature item that everyone seems to look at here.
Well, you see straightaway center, beautiful view that we have of that beautiful Minnie and Paul up there, right below it, Target Field.
So 1 down in the 8th inning. Liriano with 93 pitches on a night where the night after Kevin Slowey won 8 innings. It looks like Liriano might be destined for at least that. Strike 1.
See, on that play right there, I was hoping Justin will let that ball go through so Cuddyer could throw out Redmond at first. But a nice play by Justin Morneau at first base, knocking that ball down, and Liriano's responsibility. Once you let that ball go, you become an infielder, and he got over there to cover first.
And a base hit to left for Cabrera. Well, Cabrera has been involved in 2 big plays in this series, both involving a double play, the one that wasn't made last night when he made the error on the ground ball, and the double play he hit into in the 5th inning when the Indians were threatening. Tomorrow's game is a Treasure Island Senior Day. Fans 55 and older can get a $5 discount on select tickets for the 12:10 start in the series and homestand finale against the Indians. Tickets must be purchased at the ballpark tomorrow. For details, visit twinsbaseball.com or call 800-33-TWINS. Well, Liriano, if he wants to complete 8 innings, that's fouled off the front leg of Sizemore, who's crumpled in a heap in front of home plate.
That hurts right there, probably right off the shin. Sizemore limping around. Take a look at this fastball right there.
Ooh, right off the knee.
Right knee.
And Sizemore is really stung by that foul ball. That's Lonnie Soloff, the Cleveland trainer, who's out to look at Sizemore. Along with Manny Acta. That still hurts.
Oh, I can imagine.
1 strike to the Cleveland center fielder. Hit the ball hard his last time up, but Delman Young chased it down in the left center field gap.
Still a good fastball by Liriano, clocked here at 91.
Liriano struck out the side in the first inning. He has just 2 strikeouts since. And I think if anything, Bert, there might be some sentiment that that's a good thing, that he's trusting his stuff.
At 90, this will be the 99th pitch for Liriano, and 67 have been strikes. So a great strike-to-ball ratio. That just means that the show tells me he's attacking the strike zone, just like he did in his last start.
10 strikeouts are nice, but he's gotten 10 ground ball outs, which might be more encouraging long term for Liriano. And a strikeout there. Sizemore is gone for out number 2.
And strikeout number 6 in the ball game for Liriano.
And that'll bring up Shin-Soo Choo.
Good hard slider down and away. Again, Liriano's key. Get strike one. All 6 strikeouts have come on that slider.
Chu with a single and 3 trips, a seeing eye single to left, and now a swing and a miss. And the Twins have, through 2 games so far anyway, effectively put Chu in the deep freeze. He was red hot coming into this series. He is 1 for 7 with 4 strikeouts. Ground ball hit right at Hardy. And the inning's over. 8 shutout innings for Francisco Liriano and a 4-0 lead.
It's Mikowski. I invite you to stay tuned to Quest Twins Live, featuring the Toyota postgame wrap. Lots of topics to be covered. Francisco Liriano's outstanding outing tonight. This is 2 in a row. We're going to discuss backhands. That's our instructional tonight. And we're not talking about hockey players. We're talking about baseball guys backhanding the ball. And we are going to have a clubhouse reaction. We're sitting way up here with a bunch of guys having a good time. And a man who wants my job and has had a lot of fun at the ball game tonight. But we're going to turn to Laurel all the way up here. Laurel, how good's the view up here?
The view is great. This is the 3rd stadium I've seen the Twins play in. Best by far. We got to see a great sunset, and it's a bird's eye view.
And you ever think you'd be on TV sitting all the way up here, Laurel, huh?
Not in a million years.
Not in a million years, but here you are, Laurel, and husband and family, and we're having a good time out here, Dick and Bert.
Oh, yeah, whoa!
Can you tell?
Now there's a bird's eye view.
Bottom of the 8th inning, and it'll be Orlando Hudson leading things off against Aaron Laffey.
Yeah, 3rd left-hander in this ball game. It started off with David Huff, then Tony Sipp, and now Aaron Laffey. Laffey, a starter last year for the Indians in his 4th season with the Indians.
Lifted foul. 2 strikes. Hudson 0 for 3. Then Mauer and Morton.
See Laffey in the bullpen this year, making his 6th appearance. Over the last 3 years, 44 starts for the Indians, a 16-18 record with an ERA about 4.5.
And now Hudson fouls off his front leg. Being around home plate's been a dangerous spot to be. Sizemore, Hudson, Redmond taking a couple of shots behind the plate. Home plate umpire Alfonso Marquez has remained unscathed so far.
I'll take a look right here, right off that front ankle area of Orlando Hudson. Ooh, Redmond wanted that pitch.
Just missed the corner. Down the right field line, back into the seats. You see the fans here, you know, with jackets on and caps, stocking caps even, and well, you can't help but imagine what it'll be like when the Twins get into postseason. Twins hope obviously it'll be this year, but you'll have same type of attendance, over 39,000 capacity crowd. They'll be bundled up, and a lot more will be at stake. And at Metropolitan Stadium, there wasn't postseason baseball for a long time before the Twins moved inside. Last year was 1970. That foul.
Yeah, we had to face the Orioles in that series. A little coffee, a little beer. That'll warm you up.
And now Hudson's worked the count full.
Yeah, Lafayette left-hander, not overpowering stuff. He'll get that fastball maybe 88, 89. Slider, that last pitch, the breaking ball that just kind of hung outside. Very good changeup.
Eventually, a bouncer to short. Cabrera has this one over to first. And Hudson, after a long at bat, is retired, one down. And that'll bring up Mauer, who is 0 for 6 with a walk since the off day on Monday.
See Hudson still limping to the dugout.
Mauer walked in the first, popped up to third in the third, and then hit into a double play in the fifth. Breaking ball, 1-1. Tomorrow in the season finale, it'll be Mitch Talbot against Scott Baker. Two and one.
The Twins' first look at Mitch Talbot.
Ooh. Right over Laffey's back into center field for a base hit.
All right, threw Joe Mauer a lot of breaking balls. Strike one, a breaking ball. Then he missed with a breaking ball right there. Joe just adjusting to that breaking ball, hitting it right off the end of the bat, but right up the middle. So Mauer picks up his first hit of the ball game, only the fourth for the Twins.
And now Morneau hit the ball in the air 3 times, twice to the outfield, once in foul ground, caught by Peralta. Now, Morneau, of course, is a power hitter, and more we've seen teams shift the infield. Yesterday, before batting practice, he was out here practicing his bunting. And not in this situation, but you wonder whether, if he's shifted and the Twins need a base runner, whether eventually he might not drop one down the third baseline.
Like Redmond going back to get a new glove, I believe. Yep, throwing the old glove out. Didn't we not see Jim Thome try to lay down a bunt once, I believe in Chicago, when the Twins had the shift on?
Similar situation.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it makes all the sense in the world. Let's say in this situation the Twins were down by 3 runs or 4 runs, and they put a shift on. Well, Twins need base runners. They don't need a home run to be nice, but why not drop one down, especially given the power that's behind Morneau in the lineup these days. Matt Guerrero warming up, and he scalds one to center field.
I bunt when you can do that.
So Mauer and then Morneau with base hits to center. first and second one away. Time for the Coors Light Cold Hard Blast from Michael Cuddyer.
This came with one out in the sixth inning. Cuddyer getting a high fastball from David Huff. And depositing right there into the right field bleachers for a solo home run. That gave the Twins the 4-0 lead they have right now.
Cuddyer's third home run, 10th run batted in. And 2 out there with 1 out here in the 8th. Ball 1. I just was amused yesterday because, you know, they had bunting practice. The Twins had it again today before regular batting practice, and you had the usual suspects taking their turns. There's a bouncer wide of third. You know, Span was there, Casilla, Punto, they all did their bunting, and then in steps Morneau, and I thought, oh, wait a minute. But he was practicing his bunting.
Yeah, Twins do that a lot. A lot of players come out early, and they always do the bunting. Big part of the game that I think is going to be a bigger part as the years go on because of the steroid era behind us. You're going to see more speed, more, you know, having to do stuff like that.
Third straight hit, and this one will run all the way to the wall. Mauer's going to score. Morneau's going to be waved around. Cuddier's going for third. The throw coming to the plate, not in time. And the Twins tack on 2 more, and Cuddier's driven in 3 tonight.
Well, a 3-run triple right there for Cuddyer, his first of the year. And he said, you know what? Justin had one the other day. I can get one too. Cuddyer again hitting this ball sharply. A breaking ball just went down and hit that ball sharply past Chu all the way to the wall. That allows Justin Morneau all the way from first base to score. And Cuddyer, when he rounded second, he wanted third. And he got it. And Cuddyer now with 13 RBIs on the year.
Infield in, and Kubel takes ball 1. Kubel drew a couple of walks, and on a 3-2 pitch, he was called out on strikes on a pitch that appeared to be well off the plate. And they come inside and get a swinging strike, 1-1. Foul back, 1-2. Angels have 3 quick runs on Jeremy Bonderman and the Tigers. They lead Detroit 3-0 after 1. And he went. And there'll need to be a throw to first. Kubel strikes out on a check swing. 2 down. And now Delman Young.
Well, Laffey picking up his first strikeout.
Young with a couple of comebackers and a fly ball to center. Ground ball in front of Peralta. Throws on the run to end the inning. Good inning, though, for the Twins. Bauer, Morneau, Cuddyer, consecutive hits. 2 more runs on the board for the Twins. And Michael Cuddyer driving in 3 runs in his last 2 at-bats.
Oh, the big story here tonight is, yes, some nice at-bats for the Twins and some good 2-out hitting in that second inning by Harris and Span. Cuddyer does knock in 3 runs, but Francisco Liriano in back-to-back starts. Total of 15 shutout innings here tonight. 8 shutout innings, a couple walks, 6 strikeouts. He threw 102 pitches. He did not have an inning where he threw more than 15 pitches in 1 inning. That's a great sign for Liriano that he's attacking the strike zone.
And the only inning where he ran into trouble, remember we made note last night, Kevin Slowey never faced more than 4 batters in an inning. In the 5th inning, with the Twins leading 3-0, the Indians had the bases loaded, 1 out, and Liriano got a big double play ball off the bat of Cabrera.
Well, you see the high ERA of Jesse Crain, a couple outings where he gave up 3 runs in an inning. Needs some work in right here. Hopefully it's a shutout inning.
High fastball, ball 1.
And that's what I've seen from Jesse Crain so far early this season. That fastball's been up in the strike zone, just trying to open up and rush a little bit. Got to keep that left shoulder in a little bit longer. Good strike there. What that enables Jesse Crain to do, a guy that's about 6'1", to stay back and then move that ball down, get that downward plane going. Great job by Kevin Slowey last night. 8 innings here tonight. Francisco Liriano, 8 innings.
Brian Dunson cleaned up last night, and now Crain hoping to do that here tonight. A foul fly into the seats, and it's 2-2. Kearns, Hafner, and Grudzielanek, the middle of the Cleveland lineup. And Crain with a breaking ball.
That's what you can do when you get ahead in the count. Good fastball, then that hammer right there picks up a strikeout.
Jimmy John's delivery of the game delivered by the starting pitcher.
Wow, another great start by a Twin starter here tonight. Francisco Liriano, 8 shutout innings. Couple walks, 6 strikeouts, 102 pitches for Liriano. 70 of them were strikes. And there are the hugs again.
And again, you used to do that a lot when you were you hugged Cesar Tovar, I understand, and
yeah. Leo Cardenas, Rich Reese, Harmon Killebrew, and Harmon and I always hug.
You better watch what you say about Rich Reese, because I know he's in northern Minnesota probably watching us tonight. 1 strike to Hafner. 1-1. Hafner with 3 ground ball outs, all of them to the left side of the infield. 2 of them to third and 1 to short. Actually, in the case of one of those ground balls, at least, it was hit up the middle, fielded by the shortstop near second base.
Yeah, you can see right there, Jesse really opened up quickly. Crain in his 7th season with the Twins, coming up back in 2004.
Half swing. No swing. 3-1. Hafner will be followed by Grudzielanek. To the left field corner and deep. Chased by Delman Young off the base of the fence, and Hafner has a double. So Crain fell behind Hafner and then ends up yielding an extra base hit.
Yeah, you know what? You have to come in with a fastball right there, which Jesse did, and Hafner was all over it. Hitting his 2nd double of the year. Fastball away. Hafner takes it the other way. Alvin Young, good effort to try to catch up to this ball, but it's over his head. That's a one-out double for Travis Hafner.
Here's Grudzielanek, single in 3 trips. Ball and strike 1. It's not Liriano's exclusive domain anymore, but the Twins are trying to complete a shutout against the Indians.
The Twins have one shutout, and that was that 8-0 win that Liriano had in his last start.
Looking to be perhaps 4 games in front of the division by noontime tomorrow when this series and homestand comes to a close. 2-1. Well, if the Twins can pull off a win here sometime in the next half hour, they'd be the first team in baseball with 11 wins. Looks like Tampa Bay is going to pick up win number 11, but they're just in the 7th inning. Bouncer foul, 2-2.
Just got a note from Brad here that Roy Halladay pitched a 9-inning complete game, 2-0 shutout for the Philadelphia Phillies. That makes him 4-0 with the Phillies in 4 starts. He is going to enjoy the National League. And a lot of American League hitters happy he got traded over there.
Bouncer left side. Harris scoops it up. And 2 down. And that'll bring up Johnny Peralta.
Well, that slider right there, and Grudzielanek went out to try to turn on it and hit that ground ball to Harris.
Peralta with a couple of walks and a single. Ball 1. Peralta really struggling right now. Night like tonight where he's reached all 3 times, something he'll take with him, try to build his confidence. Breaking ball over to even the count. Mentioned that it was the middle of the lineup that Crane was asked to get. Kearns, Hafner, and Grudzielanek, and that's a far cry from the middle of the lineup the Twins had to pitch to 10 years ago. And Bell, Ramirez, Tomey were in the middle of the Cleveland lineup. On the outside corner, and it's 1-2. The Indians' need is for Peralta to be a fixture in the middle of their lineup. Crane trying to finish off a shutout.
And over 39,000 fans on their feet.
Foul away.
This is the 20th pitch for Jesse Crane.
Breaking pitch, left up, and it's 2-2. A 5-1 win last night. So far, the Twins the only team to have scored a run tonight. 2-2 to Johnny Peralta. And now a full count with Laporta on deck. 21 pitches for Crane.
Yeah, it looks like Jesse in this inning just working on more breaking balls. The fastball's kind of been all over the place, so he's trying to get this final out on breaking balls. See what he throws Peralta here on a 3-2 pitch.
And Peralta got a piece of it.
And he went back to another breaking ball, just left it up, and Peralta fouled it off. Again, you see the pitchers able to go to their mouth on the mound as long as they wipe off. A new rule this year.
Another 3-2 to Peralta. Popped up. Mauer near his dugout. 5 series into this young season, and the Twins have won all 5 series.
Oh, great hitting. Good 2-out hitting by Harris and Span. Great pitching by Francisco Liriano. Good night at the plate for Michael Cuddyer.
Highlights, analysis, post-game sound, all part of our Quest Twins Live post